Hello everyone. Today we're gonna be talking about basically 101 engraving. Okay, a lot of people don't talk about this. Okay, a lot of people ask what setting did you use to engrave something. Okay, and a lot of people just offers a power setting and the speed. Nobody pays attention to line per inch, what we call interval. Okay, it's very important. You need to figure out what your machine is capable of before engraving, okay, to get the high resolution picture you're looking for. So what I mean with line per inch or interval is the amount of lines your machine is burning back and forth in actual 1 inch of an area. Okay, I have here example. Okay, so we'll turn this image off and I'm gonna try to make this quick for you guys. I hope you can understand it. So I have this boxes. This is 1 inch square box. Okay. The idea here is just for the height. Back and forth, I'm trying to concentrate in the height. So I have set this box to point uh, two basically interval. Okay. And then this box here I have it set to point 0.0900. Okay, no, that, sorry, not point 0.0900. I have it set to 0.900, and I have this guy here set to 0.080. Okay, now if you're not familiar with interval, of course you're watching this video, or line per inch, here where you're going to see this option at. If you go to cuts and layers and you click on anything you're trying to fill a layer or something, you're gonna see it here, okay, under this screen here. Okay, as you're gonna see it, it says line interval millimeter, or and then it equals to line per inch. So every time this number goes lower, this number goes higher. So the black one we had it set to 2. Okay, that give us to actual 12 line 0.7 per square inch, let's say, or an inch. And you go higher, it's gonna give you more per inch, and of course more per inch. So let's just do a little review. Now on the image, this guy will not be called an actual line per inch. If you have an image, if you're uploading an image to Lightburn and trying to burn it, okay, which is the one I just turned off earlier, it's gonna show it like this. Okay, it's gonna say line interval, and it's gonna, it depends on the number you put here, and it's gonna give you a DPI, which is again dot per inch. Okay, so if we take a 1 inch of area, it will give you how many dots that is per inch this laser is gonna do. So let's review this. Then we'll go to the image first. Okay, just to make you understand what I'm talking about. We'll go to look at review, and this is, or actually what I did basically, I put a boxes and hello next to it. Okay, and the words. So if I look at this box here, the laser is going back and forth because I choose the interval 2, okay, which is going to give me basically 12 line per inch. Okay, so if I count this, if the laser is filling this up, basically burning, going back and forth, because of my interval I choose, it's showing like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When I click fill at 2 interval, okay, that gives me 12 line per inch. Now if I lower my number down, which is 0.9, now it's going to give me 28 line per inch. And of course if I lower more down, it's going to be very small line per inch. The picture is dark. And I'll zoom in and you can see the lines next to each other compared to this guy here. So maybe there's like, let's say, easy 8 more between this thing and this thing. Okay, now you see how sharp is the images next to it, I mean the words. Okay, the words of hello, it got sharper now. Here, barely. Okay? Here, you can barely understand what it is. Okay? Because I told you it's a hello, but in theory, you will not understand what it is. But now you might be saying, oh, I'll just choose higher number, it's better, it's more quality. Yes and no. Because remember, your laser, we're talking about your laser. Okay, that's why you need to understand your laser line. Okay, how small is your laser line? Okay, how much detail your laser line, laser burn it can put. That depends on your lenses. Okay, that's why there is a lenses. Okay, for example, for CO2, you have a focal length. It's called. Okay, the bigger the focal length is, the thicker the line is. Okay, but it cuts material. It's good for cutting. The smaller the focal length is the smaller that is good for engraving. So of course, the smaller dots, it gives you more details. You can go ahead and choose higher interval. Okay, I mean lower interval, higher line per inch. Okay, I hope you understand this so far. Okay, I don't want to make it longer and throw you out of understanding the point of trying to find your laser. What's the best interval for your laser that you're using? That could be for diode laser too. Okay, diode laser. The manufacturer recommends you use 7-watt laser for engraving rather than using a 20-watt. Okay, and we can go to more details and stuff like that, but it's just basically the 7-watt have a smaller length than the 20-watt. Okay, the dots on that laser is smaller, and then of course uh, it comes in the power. The 7, you will get more details on wood, okay, but you cannot use fast speed as the 20-watt because you're burning more on the 20-watt and you can speed up the laser. But then again, how much details you want to put. And don't take me wrong, you don't need on some pictures that much detail. You can live with, 0.100 interval. It can come up amazing images. But what I'm trying to teach you here is the principle of knowing what is. Sometimes some pictures give you a lot of hard time on specific wood, especially if the wood is soft. Okay, and if you choose the wrong interval, you're gonna start destroying the image, and the image is not gonna come out, and it's gonna be scratching your head. What am I doing wrong? Is the way I'm editing the image or the way the laser is bad, but it's not. You choose the wrong interval. That's why you need to do a test on what interval to use. Okay. For example, I'm going to open this image here. Okay. This image is made by, just an image, not edited nowhere, just an image. And if I choose this image right now as it is, to, let's say, to the black, okay, we set the 2.0 interval. Okay. Watch how this image is going to look when I'm going to review it. Okay, because no, I have to do one more thing. Click on the image because I click pass through. Now in Lightburn, there's a lot of things you can click on. Okay, and if you click pass through, now your Lightburn is just gonna try to burn that image the best it can, just passing through, basically burning. But even look like pass through. I choose. Look at this. It's just how it's engraving it. It's putting details there. It's not. This is not 2000, by the way, because I choose pass through. It's just gonna try to burn it this way. But then, if I click here, turn off the pass through, and just click Jarvis, okay, and showing you dots right now, okay. Basically, dither, small sample of dither is that's what laser is putting, okay. Remember, I put 2, okay, DPI, which is we talked earlier. It was 2.000. Okay, watch the image I was going to turn it into. You can barely see it. Okay, so a lot of people might don't want to use Lightburn. Lightburn have amazing software for editing images and burning images. You don't even have to edit it nowhere else. I did not even know about this. Okay, until I figured out and I started using it and testing, especially the interval. When I start understanding more the interval, which I'm going to be showing you soon. That's why I'm like, wow, this is nice. Imagine, look at our time here, okay? Remember, interval can be tricky. Look at my time. I can burn this image. Of course, it's not clear within 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Let me choose a different interval now. Let's choose the blue guy, okay? Okay, so the blue one was set to how much? You said 0.900, okay? 0.900, okay? And look, the time did not change a lot, okay? Like I saved sometimes, okay? Maybe because of my speed was a little bit different, okay? Between picture to picture, because the black one, I had the speed. Let's see, let's choose the black one. The speed was slower, okay? For some reason, it just, because of the line, the way it was moving, it didn't save a lot, okay? It just reduced a little bit. But let's choose the green one, okay? The one that I have 0.080 interval, okay? And the speed, of course, is higher than 60 at least. But watch the difference. It's gonna take 23 minutes to engrave this image. But you've seen it here, it's dark, but it's not dark. If you zoom in, look at the detail this guy is putting in. Let's zoom in more. Look at the details this laser is doing here. Okay. Now, is this gonna come out like this nice? You don't know, because if your laser dot is bigger than the actual one line, imagine I'm zooming out right now. My mouse here that's moving right now is my dots, and if the dot is traveling, it's gonna be burning two lines at the same time. So that's why you need to find your interval. How much interval you should use, it depends on your laser dot. Okay, so if your laser dots can do maximum, okay, 100 0.100 interval, you cannot choose 80 because you're gonna start burning the pictures. Okay, you're gonna start putting line into another line, and your image is not gonna be clear. It might come out nice, but it's not gonna be perfect clear as if you should have choose the right interval. That's why we're gonna do a test of interval. So you build a file, build a small file. Okay, this is big, but build something very small. You need to have just a small square. Build a small square. Okay, a square or a rectangle or whatever shape you want, and let's start changing the colors. Okay, make this guy, the first guy, at 250 interval, second guy at 200 interval, okay, third guy, it goes on, lower it down all the way, and then start burning it. Put next to it a number so you know what you burn to what number, okay, and start burning it, and then go ahead and actually look at it with like a microscope or like a zoom in on your phone, and then you're gonna see at what interval the burning is gonna be good. I'm gonna lower this file. This is too big of a file. Okay, this is too big. Too many lines going back and forth. Not too many lines. That square is too big. Okay, so I'm gonna make it very small. Okay, and then I'm gonna burn one piece of wood, 3 millimeter. Not hardwood, and to see how our lines is gonna look. For example, right now as it is, okay, you can see the lines are so many next to each other. Okay, but imagine the 250 compare if you go down to 100. There's so many lines at 100 next to each other. Okay, so we'll see. You can see just here a little bit fading in, lighter, darker, darker, darker. Look at here. This is like 500 dpi. Okay, on the image. Look how many lines. Very small line next to each other. But do my image need to be a 500? It depends on my laser. So I'm using the CO2 laser right now, and I have the 1.5 inch, okay, focal distinct, not the 2 that came with original. I'm using the 1.5. It's designed for engraving. Let's see what nice image I'm gonna get after I do the burn, and I'm gonna show you with microscope, okay, to see the line burns. Then we can choose a number that we need. Okay, and then we put in an image or something like that. So let's go ahead and burn this setting here, maybe a smaller version of it. I'm gonna go as small as I can, and let's burn it through a piece of wood and go from there. So here we're gonna start with the 0.250 interval. So just to show you the line, they're not filled. They're still next to each other. Okay, we're gonna go back to the 200, going down. They're still, you can see them. We're gonna go down to a 175, and you're seeing them almost. We're gonna go to 150. You can still see the fill, and we're gonna go down to 125, and I could almost filled, and 100 you're basically filling up still. 0.80 still, and we're gonna go to the top one was a 64. You're almost completely full, and this was the 51, which is the 500. You can see how I'm gonna now zoom in a little bit more just to show you the lines again. Okay, and then we'll go from there. So here's the 250. Here's the line for a 250. The lines for the 200. And this one was the 175. Here was the 150. And this is the 125. When I did the 125, something went wrong. It seems like the lines, something went wrong with the 125. I'm not sure because it didn't even look like it was burning right. And then here it is the 100 interval. You can see it's almost filled. And then we go down to the 80, almost completely filled. I think that'll be a good setting for actually engraving. Okay, and then of course some more details. The 64, that's the 400, basically DPI, I want to say, line per minute per inch. And then you have the 51, that's the 500 if you want to call it DPI. Again, fast to it. From bottom, it's the 80. $100, $125. That was the not the good burn. That's the 200 here. And you got 250. And I will show you guys a picture of how it looks overall. So here's the actual image that actually we were seeing with a microscope. So what did we learn? Okay, at least right now I know at 0.100 I'm getting very good results. I can see my burn. Maybe this image is not doing very clean job of it as I was showing you earlier with an actual microscope, but at 0.100 my images look good. Even maybe say 0.80, maybe 0.90, images will look good. If I do more than that, at least on this material, look, I'm going over it and I'm start burning. There's some spots over here that image is not that clear, but look at these spots here. They basically, I got nothing that's white because the laser went in top each other twice. Okay, now of course with dots it's a little bit different. when you're doing the image, it's making dots, it's not making line. But imagine if you have two dots next to each other, one up, one down, you might get something like this. So your picture might not be that good as if you choose the right interval. Look at 500 dpi, okay? But we set 0.051, okay, interval. Look, our image is destroyed. If I was doing an image like this with the current lens I'm using. Now, again, this is only on this material. If I were to use maybe different material, maybe harder material, maybe I could use a 500 dpi picture, image, or line 4 inch. But at this material, I know I'm gonna start making some areas actually barely seeing engraving. It's gonna be white, it's gonna be burn. Maybe some areas of this material is harder, so the 500 will work there. But you want to choose a happy medium. You want to choose something where your line is the most darkest, okay, the most cleanest, the most nice interval to figure out before you go ahead and start burning your image. Because then you're gonna edit your image anywhere, and then you choose the wrong interval, and then you wonder what am I doing wrong? Why my pictures are not coming clean? Okay, on this material is not coming clean. On this material is coming clean because probably this material is softer than this one. Okay, and when you're burning, the laser is burning this material more than this one. So it's very important to choose interval, or maybe your laser lens. Okay, your laser lens cannot do fine details. The best thing can do maybe 150, because at 150 your line is almost being filled. You go to 125 or to 100, you're destroying your laser lens. Your laser dot is going back and forth and tap the image again because the dot is so big. Okay, so I hope you like this video. I hope you understand something. Leave a comment if you have any questions, or leave a like if you like it. I hope you learned something today. Again, please try it. Try this method. Understand your laser, your interval, line 4 inch, and when you pick the right one, of course, power plays a little bit different too. You gotta be careful with your power. But if you pick the right interval, okay, with the right power, you are gonna come out with amazing pictures. Thank you very much. I hope you like this video. Have a nice day.